Welcome back. Another video. Hope you're doing well. I'm feeling very excited to be here behind the camera and share some record pickups from sort of the past, almost going back 4 months now. Yeah, here we are. I hope you're doing relatively well considering. Today is, what are we on today? Sunday the 7th of February. Right smack bang in the middle of summer here in New Zealand. I feel very lucky and very privileged that I guess life is essentially back to normal. All we have to do is scan QR codes on entry, and I feel very grateful I can do that. Compared to when I see some of the videos you guys are doing and talking about what life is like in other countries, I'm so happy that and so grateful that I can be here and I can go and see bands play and go to restaurants and bars and almost not even think about that sort of stuff. It's pretty amazing. But yeah, it's Sunday morning here. I've got my cup of coffee. I thought I'd jump on and show some records. The last video was all jazz stuff. This is everything else apart from one record. But yeah, these are going back a while now, so it'd be nice to get them shown and talked about. But yeah, let's do it, I guess. Okay, so you can probably see it already, but this is something that I've been after for many years, and it was out of stock, out of print. I think they recently found or repressed a whole bunch more. And I managed to grab a copy here locally, which was really exciting for a really, really good price. I don't need to talk about the music or the impact of the music or what it is. It's probably been shown hundreds of times at the VC, but this version is really, really special. It's a lovely, lovely box set, 2-disc, 45 RPM, with an amazing booklet. A lot of people who've shown talked about this. There's actually a really interesting video done by Paul, whose channel is called BWAKJU, and he compares different pressings, and he said the thing he noticed most on this version is the clarity of the bass playing, which I can definitely hear bass is a lot more present, and it feels a lot more solid, I guess. But the thing that really got me on this is the piano playing by Bill Evans. There's something that really jumps out, I guess, more than previous versions I've heard, or maybe it was just the space around it was a lot more obvious, but I found myself really getting drawn into the piano playing, and I kind of had one of those really wow moments during the first solo by Coltrane on Freddie Freeloader. Really jumps out the speakers and kind of knocked me back. It's really fantastic. So I've kind of been wanting like a definitive pressing of it for quite some time, because I kind of had a weird semi-bootleg CD version many years ago, and I picked up a New Zealand pressing, and that was terrible, so it's kind of nice to get a version that I'm really, really happy with, and I don't have to worry about getting another copy anymore. One of those hard-filed records. But yeah, they've done a really good job. So I think there's more that I think they're sort of back in print at the moment, so please, if you can, just grab it, because it sounds wonderful. Super like the background seems really dark and everything really jumps out into a really nice soundstage. So yeah, I really like it. That's the jazz record done. Okay, this is one that I found at a record fair about 3 months ago. Yes, we still have record fairs in New Zealand. This is The Church, Priest versus Aura, came out in Arista in 1992. Now, this is a record that in the early days of the VC, there's a guy, he still makes videos very seldomly now, called Brett Helm. His YouTube channel was called Brett Life on This Planet Blog, and he talked about this. I guess I've been in the VC like 9 years, something like that. And he talked about it all the way back then. And I knew a couple of the hits of The Church, but I definitely didn't know this one. And I was listening to it a lot online. It really blew me away. And I kind of always wanted to find a copy. And I found this for a really good price. I guess you would call it, this is sort of like Australian indie, jangly, bits of post-punky. It just sort of sits in that age. I don't know, it's The Church. If you know The Church, it sounds like The Church. But there's definitely some really darker moments and some really wonderful bass playing. Yeah, I really like this. It's one of those ones where I know it off by heart, so when I got it, I enjoyed it, but it didn't have that newness and exciting thing to me, but I'm really happy to have it. I think it's one of the... No, it's not really, that's a lie. It's one of my favourites, but it's not the best church record, but I'm really happy to get it, because I've never seen a copy until this popped up at a record fair, so yeah, really happy. Check out the track Aura, which is the first track, and definitely the best. Also the track Feel, which is the last track on the first side. Yeah, super wonderful. And look at that artwork too, isn't that fantastic? The church, priest equals aura. Just before I go further, I may have mentioned it before, but I've been doing a series of YouTube videos for the Flying Nun record label, which is kind of, for people that have watched my channel for a long time, that was kind of a big thing for me, and I was very excited to do them. So they're putting them out weekly on the YouTube channel, and that's if you just go to the Flying Nun Records YouTube page, they're all there. And I sort of based them on my 5 and 5 series, where I showed 5 records in 5 minutes, and I picked a theme. I just thought I'd shout it out because people might be interested, that they can go over there and watch them and check them out, because I had a lot of fun making them. I think there's only a few left in the series now, but yeah, they're really good, but no, they're really good. They're really good. I want. There's been a lot of people who sort of call out tiny mistakes that I've made from dates and stuff, and I guess the people that watch that channel are a bit more anal about that sort of stuff, where I kind of realize that I probably make heaps of mistakes in these videos, and most of you guys kind of just let it slide and enjoy the video, and don't worry about things I specifically have got wrong. Whereas yeah, it's kind of funny when you're making a video for a different audience, and they seem a lot more picky, or it's kind of like, you know, it's kind of sad when I put an effort and make a really nice video, and then someone leaves comments and just points out 2 mistakes. You know, I don't know. It doesn't matter. I'm going on a ramble. The next one, this is a really interesting one. This is called Major Surgery. Now, this came out in 1977 on Next Records out of the UK. Now, this looks like it might be a reissue because it's in a fantastic shape, but it's actually an original dead stock pressing. The main guy behind this is Don Weller, who is a tenor sax player. He was he was affiliated with the UK jazz scene. But this is a jazz rock fusion sort of record. It's kind of very soft machine-ish. The guitar playing is kind of a little bit on the nose a little bit at times for me, but I really enjoy it. The first few times I gave it a listen, it didn't really get me. I didn't really see what was anything different about it. And the third time, I must have been in the mood for it, because it kind of really blew me away, really impressed me. It comes with a certified A4 piece of paper to say this is an original dead stock copy. And I think there's a gold stamp on it or something. It says the number. Yeah, this is 87 out of 100. I guess seems a bit over the top to do this for a dead stock copy of a record, but I guess I wanted to show you that it is not a bootleg. Yeah, I'll just read this to see if there's anything of note on here. Yeah, I guess it sort of hints at stuff like MWAKJU was very much the album of the moment. They were very influenced by that sort of thing. Oh, there's a buzzing fly there. Anyway, yeah, I reckon this is actually quite good. I don't know if you can hear that fly. Yeah, it's. I don't know. I enjoy it. I think the more I listen to it, the more I enjoy it. I wouldn't say it's an essential jazz rock fusion record by any means, but you know, certainly as record collectors, we know this ticks all the boxes in terms of the name, the artwork, the obscurity of it. Yeah, I guess it sits nicely. Between jazz rock, jazz fusion, Canterbury stuff. Yeah, I guess sits between those 3. So we got saxophone, guitar, bass guitar, and drums. You guys may know the other players more than I do, but there's Don Weller, Jimmy Roche on guitar, Bruce Colcott on bass guitar, and Tony Marsh on drums. And Tony Marsh is a name that rings a bell for me too, but I can't remember why. Major Surgery, 1977. Okay, this one is a Teddy Eat Sleep vinyl recommendation. So, this is one of those things that always, as soon as, if you see something that Teddy recommends, generally you'll grab it and won't be disappointed. This is called Romance Revolution by Siti Muharam. This came out on on the corner last year. This artwork absolutely blew me away. Teddy does an amazing description of it, and I will never be able to do the justice. And its description and the artwork is what sold me on it. I was really happy to see this locally and grabbed it. The music is from Zanzibar. It sounds very traditional and could easily have come out from the 70s, but then there's some really interesting electronic touches, very, very subtle, that run through this. It's one of those records where, I don't want to say this without being mean, but it all sounds really nice and it's very orally pleasing. And this is for me personally. It all kind of sounds a bit samey. Especially to get to the second half of the record. Obviously, I don't understand what has been said or spoken about. But yeah, it's definitely really interesting, and I definitely don't have much like this, or specifically music from Zanzibar. I should say some of it was recorded in the UK, and the big name I do recognise is Tamar Kolyukuta, which is probably the wrong pronunciation, who plays bass clarinet. He's got some solo records that are kind of in that UK jazz vein. Yeah, I don't know. I think it's definitely well worth a listen. Yeah, I just get a little bit bored, isn't the right word. It just gets a bit pleasant and nice. Yeah, without much variation, I guess. I mean, that's my only criticism of it. All right, how are we for time? 10 minutes. This one is something I was really happy to get. Before you all jump out of your seats, this is not an original pressing. If you know this record, this is a reissue. This originally came out in '67 on the Brazilian Odeon label. This is a 90s Brazilian pressing. If you know this, it has a very young Eto Moreira and Hermeto Pascoal on it. Yeah, amazing. I say a fusion, and for me it feels like a true fusion of traditional Brazilian music and jazz music. It's just played so lively and beautifully and elegantly, and yeah, it's really beautiful. I've been wanting this for a very long time. I kind of just thought it was one of those things I'll never get, but to see a reissue pop up for a really good price, yeah, I was over the moon. That's the Odeon EMI label there. Just listen to the whole thing. It's going down really well, being New Zealand summertime over here. Yeah, Quarteto Nova, 1967. Yeah, I guess I don't know how to describe it any further than that. I guess just listen to it is what I'll say. Yeah, Quarteto Nova. Super cool. Oh, now this is a strange one. Now, this one originally came to my attention. I didn't know this before the reissue was announced. Fred talked about this in a video. And I thought it was strange that it had... So I had John Hicks and Jerry Goodman on here, but it was sort of talked about as almost like a West Coast rock album mixed with some jazzy fusion elements, and that's exactly what it is. It also originally came out on Asylum, which really piqued my attention. Yeah, I actually like this, but it is a massively weird hodgepodge mishmash of, honestly, stuff that sounds like, yeah, I guess West Coast soft rock sounds, but then mixed with like Euro French, not magma, but some sort of Zuli type sounds in there too. Yeah, it's really fucking interesting. I actually like it. I can see how it can be quite off-putting because it's very all over the place. I definitely don't have much like it in the collection. This is a 2020 reissue on Souffle Continue. Comes with this amazing booklet, as always. They do a really nice job. Yeah. I don't know how to describe it, but it's just a weird lineup. It was recorded in the US. On Asylum. I don't know where to place this. I don't know what genre I would put it in my record collection. But yeah, I actually really like it. It's really cool. I think Fred had an original of this, which is pretty amazing. Yeah. I wonder if Fabiano... No, it wouldn't be Fabiano. That was part of the Fabiano Orchestra record. That's just a speculation. Anyway, super cool. The front cover was by Escher. Really? Oh, wow. I guess that makes sense now I look at it. Things you learn when you actually read the back cover. Okay, the next one, for me, was a big one. this is something I found for a stupidly ridiculous price at a record fair, like ridiculously cheap. This is Pink Moon, and it is a pink label New Zealand pressing, which is quite a rarity, as you probably know. There's actually, believe it or not, 2 copies in there. I just grabbed one because I was so excited, and I saw the price tag, and I should have just grabbed both. I don't know why I didn't. I just wasn't, I was in the moment of that. So I have original US pressings of Brighter Later and 5 Leaves Left, so this kind of completes the trilogy. It is a non-gatefold, and this is in sort of a VG Plus condition. Now, there is one catch, and it's kind of one that is a weird one. Now, the way this has been pressed or mastered is that for some reason, everything is pushed kind of, I'd say 85% of the mix, it comes out of the left speaker, and there's nothing that comes out of the right. And I don't think the original pressing sounds like that, and I definitely know the remasters don't sound like that at all. And it's kind of enough that it annoys me that his vocal, everything is off to the center. I'm looking to the speaker it normally comes out of. And it kind of annoys me to the point that it really detracts from the listening experience, which is a really strange one, because it's a beautiful album, it sounds really beautiful, but they've done something, or maybe mistakenly done something with the pressing where, this speaker is almost silent, and everything comes out of here. It's so weird. So I don't know, I'm deciding whether I should sell this and get an original, or keep it because I got it for a really low price, or is it enough that I can live with it and be happy? It's kind of, the jury's still out on it. But again, like, to find it for the price of $20 is pretty silly. So yeah, Pink Moon. Okay, maybe I should speed up a bit. This is another amazing Pressure Sounds compilation. This is Yabby You, Deeper Roots, Dub Plates and Rarities. I don't have anything by Yabby You, and I didn't want to pay crazy money for originals. I thought I would give this a go. Really, really, really nice roots and dub bits and pieces here and there. The thing that, see, you gotta have criticism sometimes. Not everything is amazing. The thing that kind of annoys me, and they do it a lot on this sort of stuff, and it completely makes sense in terms of reggae music, is they'll have a couple of songs that is a dub version and the normal version of it back to back. This happens quite a lot throughout this compilation, so you kind of feel like you're hearing the same song. At one point, there's 3 versions of one track. One is a exclusive dub plate mix. One is the track as itself, and then one is just another remix version of it. So there's one side, but it's basically the same song 3 times, slightly different. But yeah, this is super interesting. I actually really like it. I'm trying to remember what tracks I really liked. I can't remember. But yeah, Yabby You, Deeper Roots. Definitely check it out. The other one to get on Pressure Sounds is a black and white cover. And it's more of an introduction to him. I think this is probably more of a, rarities version of that. But yeah, super cool. Oh, we're getting into some different territories here. I won't talk about this one too much because this is an absolute classic. Something that my ears have only really started to appreciate in the past sort of 3 or 4 years, believe it or not. This is Minor Threat. I guess Don't Want to Hear It is the track that you would probably know or hear the most. Straight edge. Yeah, I don't know. Give it a go. I was really happy. This is something that I actually bought off discogs because I've been wanting it for a long time, and I kind of wanted the green variation because I think it just looks super cool. So it's a slightly later pressing. I want to say, I can't tell you the year. I'm not going to tell you. But yeah, with the Discord $5 thing. Yeah, amazing record. Just the power and the dynamics and the propulsion of the music. Amazing. And this is another one that I had known many years ago, but I hadn't revisited since I was a teenager. Amazing guitar playing on here. I find, and this is going to be probably controversial, his vocals don't sit with me 100%, but generally speaking, I like this, and it fits really well. And yeah, there's some amazing tracks. Obviously, the hits being California Uber Alice and Holiday in Cambodia. yeah, really wonderful. I'm really glad I have this. I've been playing it heaps. I really enjoy it. Dead Kennedys. Okay, sorry if I'm speeding up a bit too much. Okay, this is another bit of a left turn here. This is, now look at that for artwork. This is Laurel Halo's Quarantine. Now this isn't actually my copy. This is my housemate's copy, who happens to be also a record collector. He is massively into drum and bass, electronic music, and metal music, which is stuff that I don't know that much about. So it kind of works really well. I can learn a lot of things. I've been listening to lots of metal just by hanging out upstairs. Yeah, a whole bunch of stuff that I didn't know previously, and I'm kind of coming around to it. I obviously know Laurel Halo, but I never heard this one, which is a first full-length record called Quarantine, and it's been blowing my mind. I'm going to have to buy a copy straight away. Yeah, it's super strange. Really, really wonderful. Untreated vocals. Yeah, super great. So, the next thing we have is Key Motion by the Muakwaju Ensemble. Now, this is a project that involved Midori Takada. This originally came out in 1981 in Japan on the Better Days label. This is the reissue from one of my favorite label names, We Release Whatever the Fuck We Want Records. Yeah, this is a really, really beautiful, I guess you would call it modern classical ambient, but also with a massively Japanese traditional influence from a instrumental point of view and a rhythmic point of view. Really, really beautiful. Yeah, if you like the Midori Takada Through the Looking Glass, please check this out. Yeah, I think it's really fantastic. Yeah, tracks. The opening track, Wood Dance, is pretty amazing. Yeah, I really like this. I think, I guess it's 2 years ago now, there was a whole bunch of Japanese sort of ambient and modern classical stuff. The Light in the Attic did a bunch of reissues. This kind of fits really nicely within that genre of stuff. Yeah, super cool. Key Motion. Yeah, really happy to have that. Okay, this needs no introduction. This was a sealed US original on celluloid from '76, I think. Zombie Fela Kuti. Just amazing. I'm not going to talk about too much about this. Yeah, Zombie is one of the finest Fela moments. I'm getting to the point now where I have about 6 records by Fela Kuti, and I kind of have all the ones that I kind of really want. This was one of the missing pieces. Yeah, so really happy to finally get a copy. Yeah, just a powerhouse, really. Absolutely amazing. Now, criminally, I still haven't seen a documentary called Finding Fela, and I just haven't got around to it, and I really need to do that. And someone reminded me recently that I should really watch it because it's pretty special. So I might even do that this evening. We will see. Anyway, all right, the last one is something that I'd been aware of through the VC from many years ago, but I never see copies, and I found this for a really cheap price. It is the Headcell Records UK 80s pressing, but this is Steve Young, Rock, Salt and Nails. Absolutely beautiful. I guess you would call it a country rock record. Yeah, I think did I read this right? Yeah. Gene Clark and Graham Parsons play on this. If that gives you an idea, absolutely wonderful. It sort of leans more towards a Townes Van Zandt kind of style, but the production is just really beautiful, really not overstated. It's just really, really simply well done. I don't know how to describe it. Check out this track. That's How Strong My Love Is. It's just super catchy, super wonderful. And Seven Bridges Road, which I'm pretty sure the Eagles covered or redid or something, which is probably what you may know. But then also, yeah, Rock, Salt and Nails, the title track is really beautiful. Loving My Time, Gonna Find Me a Bluebird. Yeah, really, really wonderful. I like this a lot. I really like this a lot. But yeah, really happy to grab it. Wonderful, a wonderful cover too. Yeah, so there we go. That was longer than I anticipated. I apologize for that. But we got through some records. I haven't really been watching many videos at the moment. I kind of put them on a little bit while I work in the background. I know there's a vinyl tag going on. I don't really care about that stuff. I don't know. It doesn't really appeal to me. Lots of new faces in the VC. I kind of just let them all sort of flow by like a river these days. Yeah, I don't know. It's kind of become a very fluid space where people come and go and drop out and drop in, and I'm really terrible these days at commenting and replying to comments and videos. I do read them all. I'm terrible. I know. I'm a terrible participant of the vinyl community. Yeah, I don't know. I guess I'm gonna, I said this before, but I kind of got burnt out making videos almost every week for a while there, which is probably my fault for doing too many. And I felt a bit disconnected for a while. And it's only recently that I sort of got back into the rhythm of making videos and doing videos, on a more frequent basis. And it's nice to come back to it on my own terms and just do them when I feel like doing them, I guess. But yeah, that's where I'm at. Hope you're all keeping safe. Hope you're all finding some really great records out there. See you soon. Cheers. Bye.